Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are going to do a deep dive on quick commerce. We've been in those situations when we're craving a particular snack but too lazy to leave the couch. It almost feels like we are being asked to climb the Mount Everest. And here enters quick commerce to save the day. Your knight in shining armor, or should I say, your delivery partner on a zip scooter. Quick commerce, also known as rapid delivery, is basically the superhero of the retail world. It's all about getting the smallest quantities of customer orders in their hands as quickly as possible, sometimes even in 7 to 10 minutes. Literally, as you blink. From groceries to toys to anything that you might quickly need around the house, quick commerce is there at your door within 10 to 15 minutes. Now here's the kicker. As an industry, this didn't exist in India just 3-4 years ago. So what really shifted, and what is this big shift happening in the retail market in India? And today's video is all about that. It's not just a trend, it's a full-blown revolution. The rise of quick commerce in India. Let's talk numbers because they are mind-blowing. Back in just 2021, the quick commerce market was valued at only $0.3 billion, which is roughly $300 million in terms of market size. Fast forward to 2024, this market is a multi-billion dollar market, with players like Zepto being valued as high as $6 billion. That's not just market growth, that's market on steroids, which is going to double year on year. By 2030, in just 5 to 6 years, we are looking at a market size of $30 billion. Now, who are the big players who are really driving this change? Let's talk about some of the big players in the market. Zepto, the whiz kid of quick commerce, which emerged as a market player in just 2021 when it was selected in Y Combinator, one of the best accelerators around the world for startup. They have raised over $600 million and are valued north of $6 billion now. They operate their dark stores in 30 cities across India and can get anything delivered to you in 8 to 10 minutes. Blinkit was known as Grofers, and they started out in 2015 as a grocery delivery platform. Then Zomato acquired Blinkit for over $500 million in just 2022. They also operate in over 30 cities in India and in just one quarter did 2,500 crores in revenue. For a company that was bought for just $500 million in 2022, Blinkit is delivering value worth billions for a company like Zomato after its acquisition. Swiggy Instamart. Launched in 2020, it is also a fierce competitor in the field of quick commerce. They are present in 25 cities and handle volumes of millions of orders every week. Dunzo was the OG in this mix when they started back in 2014. They have raised over $240 million and were the ones who pioneered this model in a big way for the Indian market, but are now strapped for cash, unfortunately, and are struggling to raise. These are the 4 players who are dominating the quick commerce trend in India. So now that we've spoken about who the players are, let's also talk about what's driving the rapid growth in this industry. Changing consumer behavior. We're all living in the age of I want it now. Millennials and Gen Zs tend to be the most impatient customers who do not have the patience to wait for their orders to take 3 to 5 days in terms of delivery, which is what existing legacy players still offer in the market. There is a big shift in the market when you're juggling work, social life, and so many things going on. Do you really have time for grocery shopping? And that's why a whopping 62% of Indian consumers use quick commerce and give it a thumbs up. It's not just about quick deliveries, it's also about our busy lifestyles. We have gotten used to our crazy busy lifestyles and we want everything right away and right now. Tech to the rescue. Remember those times when smartphones were considered a luxury? Now over 750 million Indians have access to smartphones in India. That's like having a quick commerce portal in your pocket at all times. And it's not just about the phones. The whole logistics market has really leveled up. We are talking about AI and machine learning models which can completely predict what you want before even you want it. And GPS tracking which helps you track your order to the T. And that is why a lot of people want to use tech to be able to order whatever they want instead of going to their offline stores. Young blood in the urban jungle. Indian cities are growing faster than ever before. By 2035, we are looking at over 600 million people living in urban cities in India. More people crammed into cities That's prime real estate for quick commerce model to succeed in India. Plus, with a median age of just 28.4 years, the young population in India wants to adapt to technology faster than ever before. They are all about trying out new apps and services available to them. The big pandemic plot twist. COVID-19 acted as a big enabler for the quick commerce industry. It pushed everyone in Indian households, even including grandparents, to try out digital ordering for the first time in India. We saw a 45% increase in first-time online shopping in India for the first time during the pandemic. And let's not forget contactless delivery, where we wanted everything delivered to our doorstep without having to interact with anyone. Show me the money. India is also getting richer in a big way. The per capita income in the country is expected to grow to $3,000 by 2024. More moolah means more splurging on convenience. And here's a fun fact. India's gig economy is also booming. By 2030, we might see 20 million gig economy workers in India. That's a whole lot of new delivery partners stepping into the ecosystem. And speaking of money, venture capital industry is throwing capital at these new age quick commerce players in a big way. There is over $1 billion of inflow into these quick commerce startups. With that kind of dough in their pockets, the startups are expanding faster than ever before. Wow, now that's a lot to take in. In just 3 years, this industry has grown into a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's like a full-on Bollywood movie with full-on drama, unexpected twists and turns, and non-stop action. We're now going to dive into how India really shops. Quick commerce entered the world of digital commerce like a whiz kid, but now has grown into the most promising player in the digital commerce industry. Product range expansion. Remember when quick commerce was all about getting milk, vegetables, and bread to your doorstep? Those days are long gone. If you look at any of these existing platforms, they have expanded their product portfolios significantly. Platforms now offer literally everything under the sun, from toys to your phone charger to small gadgets, literally anything that you might need during your day. It's like having a 24/7 convenience store, electronics shop, and a fancy deli, all powered by one app. Dark store domination. Now here's the infrastructure which is really powering the quick commerce boom in India. To make deliveries as seamless as possible, these quick commerce rely on a network of dark stores throughout the country. Dark stores are literally mini warehouses which are scattered across the country. Blinkit runs a network of over 400 dark stores in the country, and Zepto is not far behind with their 200 dark stores. It's like they've created a secret network across the country which takes care of all their warehousing and inventory needs. And there is a big focus on tech and AI. These platforms are able to predict demand from different neighborhoods and different pin codes. Let's take an example. They are able to predict who will need what, when, and where. Every function of the process is optimized to a big extent, from their inventory planning to what orders might be placed on the platform and how to best deliver them. It's not just delivery if you think about it. It's a tech revolution in a big way. The market is rewarding capitalism. For a model that is so new to India, billions of dollars of value has already been created by these 4 big players that exist in the market today. And this is only poised to grow year on year. Now that we've spoken about the lay of the land in terms of quick commerce market, let's also talk about how this big shift is impacting consumers. Quick commerce is also messing with our wallets in a big way. If you think about it, how many times do you end up using Blinkit, Zepto, and Instamart in a day? A lot of users end up using the platform at least 2 to 4 times a day. Can you imagine what a big shift that is in consumer behavior? We have started buying on our impulses a lot faster than ever before. Earlier, it would mean getting dressed, going to an offline store and picking up what you needed. But here, we are talking about 5-minute convenience, where you literally get on your app and order whatever you might need and it gets delivered to you in 10 minutes without ever having to step out of your home. And if you've ever paid attention to how much these platforms really charge, they are actually much more expensive compared to your offline kirana stores or even the other retail apps. But the reason why these platforms are succeeding are because of our impulsive behavior. We want everything delivered to us right away. So much so that we don't even pay attention to these platforms overcharging us in a big way. And if you look at the categories that are growing the fastest, while 60 to 70% of orders still are focused on groceries, about 20 to 25% of the orders are actually coming from categories such as personal care, home care, and even electronics and gadgets. Digital money. People have stopped using cash in India. It's not 2010 anymore. About 80% of quick commerce transactions are digital. 15 to 20% of the orders actually come from buy now and pay later. Obviously, this big shift in consumer behavior is having a massive impact on India's retail market. Hyperlocal hysteria. Quick commerce operates in a tiny 2 to 3 kilometer radius. It's like each neighborhood has its own little retail ecosystem now. 90% of quick commerce sales happens in the top 8 metro cities in India. Talk about the big urban shift in retail. Supply chain shake-up. Remember the dark store network that we previously talked about? They are actually disrupting the supply chain for most digital brands. We are seeing almost a 30 to 40% cost in last mile delivery costs and almost a 30% improvement in inventory turnover. It's like the entire supply chain has been effectively optimized for the first time in the country. Gig economy glow up. Quick commerce has become a job creating machine, especially in the gig economy sector. We are talking about 500,000 delivery partners across India and a 30% growth year on year in terms of employment. It's like quick commerce has actually built a mini economy of its own. David versus Goliath. The traditional players also want a piece of the pie of this quick commerce market in India. Over 40% of large format retailers have also launched their own app. It's like watching a retail version of a superhero movie. Old guards versus new challengers. Let's see who wins. There is a big tug of war happening for tech talent's tug of war. Here's a plot twist. There's a 20% growth in tech-related jobs in the retail sector. Data analysts and AI specialists are the new rock stars of the retail ecosystem. Would you have thought that your local grocery store will be competing for Silicon Valley for tech talent? Quick commerce isn't just changing the game in India, it's rewriting the complete rule book. It's turning our cities into 24/7 convenience stores. And our spending habits, unfortunately, are becoming a roller coaster ride. And the retail ecosystem feels like a sci-fi movie which has just come to life. Now that we've given you very detailed insights into the quick commerce industry, let's also talk about some of the challenges and concerns. The profitability puzzle. Here's the billion-dollar question. Can these companies actually make money? We have seen that this model didn't work in markets like the US, and a lot of these companies actually burned cash and shut down eventually. Could that be true for the India market? That is yet to be seen. Can these companies actually make money while growing and scaling so aggressively? That's a fact yet to be seen. Imagine the plight of delivery boys and the pressure they have to deal with when they have to get to your home in under 15 minutes. And that too in India's heavy traffic. That's actually putting many lives at risk. Over 500,000 lives are at risk trying to get us our orders in time. Our environment's definitely not feeling happy about this. Although small and frequent deliveries are definitely not eco-friendly. We're seeing a 30% increase in single-use plastics and a 20% higher carbon footprint per delivery compared to your old school bulk shopping. The environment is definitely not benefiting from our impulsive behavior. Too many cooks in the kitchen. While everyone's trying to jump on this wagon of quick commerce, there is also a new problem of having too many players. Out of 50 plus startups started to focus on quick deliveries, over 30% have already shut down. It's literally the survival of the fittest. So one is left wondering who the top players are going to be in this segment. But hey, it's not all gloom and doom. The future of quick commerce in India looks bright and shining. Small town, big dreams. The new wave of quick commerce growth is going to come from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities in India. Why should metros have all the fun? In the next 2 to 3 years, we are going to see a massive boom in Tier 2 and Tier 3 towns for quick commerce in India. Show me the money. Well, eventually. There is downstream pressure from investors on these companies to show profitability. Especially a public company like Zepto, which acquired Blinkit, has immense pressure to show a path to profitability for Blinkit. Even platforms like Zepto are aiming to be EBITDA break-even by the end of 2024. Now let's see who wins the financial marathon here. jack of all trades. We are going to see quick commerce get into categories and expand their portfolios in a big way now. We're talking about iPhone deliveries to alcohol to anything you can think of, even consumer electronics delivered to your doorstep as quickly as possible. Regulatory changes. As soon as the sector becomes so big that it impacts lives of so many people, there is bound to be regulatory changes that come into the sector, which is what we expect to happen in the quick commerce space as well. But a little structure in the market is always welcome. So now that we've covered all aspects of quick commerce is not just a trend. It is going to disrupt the retail ecosystem in India in a big way. It's a full-blown retail revolution. It changes the way we shop as consumers, how we spend our money, and even how our cities operate. From dark stores propping up everywhere to AI being able to predict your next order, and the ever-growing gig economy network to be able to get your orders in time. This is a big wave of change, disrupting the retail environment in India. Sure, there are challenges and concerns about the market, but we're talking about a $30 billion market in 2030, which is just 6 years away. From humble beginnings to now a multi-billion-dollar quick-growing industry. Their journey is so exciting to be a part of. Who knows what the next chapter will bring, but one thing's for sure, it'll be delivered quickly. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, share, or subscribe. It really helps us to bring you the best possible content that we can. We so appreciate you being a valued member of this community. Thank you, and until next time.